Yo ho ho! Was I sitting right here last time you saw me? I can't remember. Hey buddy boy. Been working on this here doghouse for quite a while, and I keep getting like weeks or 2 weeks where I don't do anything, kind of laid up. This back thing is getting pretty old. I think I'm feeling pretty good today, so we're gonna do a little work on this thing, see how far we get. Sarah's been here for quite a while helping me out. She's what's she doing right now? She's doing a little weed eating around here. The weather's supposed to be on and off pretty decent, not super hot for 3 days, so let's see what we can get done. The last time, that now seems like forever ago to me, we used these milling scraps, basically cedar throwaways from milling up this cedar. Actually, these were old we found in the pile, but we got the wall just tacked on there. Covered this up luckily, and it is dry as a bone inside. Even look at how nicely I put those 2x4s in there. Even those feel dry. I think we should go ahead and try to put the roof on here. So we're gonna need aspen. We've got that one aspen log from the tree that crushed my chainsaw. I didn't crush it, the tree did. It's actually the matching log that we made the floorboards out of, and those were only a little bit long. And the roof here, we're gonna have to stick out a foot here, a foot there, and then what do we do, 16 inches these are hanging over? But side to side, to do it in one board, it would have to be, that's 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, and I don't think that log is long enough. Let's go have a quick look, see if that's what we want to mill up today. Yeah, this is the one we have left over. That does not look like 7 feet. That's going to be a pain. Maybe we should just get a new log. Yeah, this stuff's really starting to grow up. I think the last time I picked up the camera, this was all chopped down to nothing. Yep, let's cut a 7.5 footer out of that guy. We'll drag it up there, we'll mill it. If we don't have enough, we could mill a couple boards out of that other one sitting there, that other shorter log there. Here's the question. Do we take this end off 7.5 feet that has a little bit of a hole and it might not quite be enough lumber, or do we take the very best log, which is that end, really fat, and it would definitely be enough, which would be fantastic, except this is earmarked for the kitchen roof. Yeah, let's do the responsible thing and just take this end off. Hate when you get so close to finishing something and you need like 1 or 2 more boards and you have to go get another log, get all the milling stuff back out. And like I'm sure I said a million times, this is the one kind of lumber out here that you don't want to cut ahead of time and stack and sticker, because it just splits. Got to mill it wet, nail it down, let it dry in place. So we don't want to mill anything more than we have to. What a bummer. It actually gets worse this direction. Wow, that really sucks. I guess we're gonna have to mill both the logs up anyway. That I did not expect. Look at that. I was kind of counting on this to work easily, because that end only has a little spot missing in the middle. The heavy ones still lift up the front of the four-wheeler, but if it's way back, then you're just sliding the tires. Once the rope is like this, then you're actually lifting the tires while you're sliding them, so it just slides right along easily. And then you get to here and it actually has to pick the machine straight up. Ooh, it's actually dry inside. Weird. It's actually a bear to get most of that off. And I've been sitting for too long. That is too much work for me. I'm already tired from peeling half a log, so it's not too dirty. I'm just gonna mill it like it is. Maybe we'll just take a scrub brush to this side, but I don't see any dirt jammed in the bark there. Oh, God, I hate not being in shape. I mean, I haven't been in great shape in years, but this sucks. It's just hard to lift stuff, like way lower energy than usual. It's not good. Don't get old. I know most of the people that watch these videos are older than I am, and they're telling me to shut the hell up, kid. Can't help it. Don't like it. The saw wouldn't go to full throttle. I like these new chainsaws that have a computer in them. I mean, I suppose if the computer goes, you don't use the saw at all, like it just stops running. Whereas if you've got all the adjustment screws, you can continually mess with it. You could take it apart, clean stuff out. But my experience with that 261 that I've used forever, that I cut that log in half with down there, it's got a computer in it and it just runs all the time. You know, hot weather, cold weather, sometimes you'll start it, it'll be a little rough, and then it just evens out. Like the computer just takes care of it. I don't know if there's like the high-speed jet on there is plugged or something from, it's only been sitting for a few weeks, but I could only get it up to like half or 2/3 throttle, and if I pinned it, it would just bog down. I'm gonna do another slab or two, see if the computer can figure it out for me so I don't have to stop. I mean, I still got through this in pretty good time. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. Kind of a bad spot in one of the knots there, but that's totally fine. For a roof, you can have some big old cracks and holes and stuff as long as the tar paper and shingles don't sag into it. Yep, somehow the computer worked it out. I don't know what the problem was in the first place, doesn't matter, as long as it runs. It's already starting to get garbagey. Maybe we can get some strips out of here, cut that out, maybe a little one there. That's fine. Even if these were good full boards, like 12, 14-inch wide, I think nowadays I'm convinced that it's better, when you put these on the roof wet, it's better to cut them in half lengthwise. I mean, you could even cut them in strips, but in the man cave, I've showed you guys this a long time ago, but the boards in there are huge in the roof. They're like, I don't know, I can't remember, 16, 18, 20 inches wide. And then when you have that whole thing to shrink up, you get giant cracks. Hasn't like pulled nails in the roof or made the shingles buckle or anything. But you could just take those same boards, rip them down the middle, and then when they shrink, you'd have half the size crack in between. But even if we get like some 3-inch strips out of this, we'll still use them on the roof. It'll work great. Man, that thing's running great. Ooh, that's some gross wood. So remember the pine with the rotten center, really rotten center, that we used for the framing for the doghouse? Remember the one log had termites in it, the center of it? This one has something similar, but they're not termites, they're ants. I've looked and there's not a single termite in the group. That's what I've seen more of. It's like you have this soft center of a log and they go in there and they burrow around, make cool little mazes for themselves. Are you the lunch lady?
I'm the lunch lady.
Nice. Looks like everybody's ready to eat. You already ate, chunk. Don't follow the lunch lady around. Did you forget to pet him today?
No.
It feels like he's never been pet before.
Certainly not, sir. It's ridiculous. I pet you all the time. It's my favorite thing to do. Yeah.
True. He is very fun to pet. But so is Rube Tube. She just doesn't know you're petting her. So much easier when Sarah's here in the morning, because she will get on the floor, play with the dogs, everything, and I just get to sleep.
At like 5 a.m.
Yeah, 5 a.m. That's when I usually have to wake up, because that's when he wakes up and he needs entertainment for like an hour, and then we can go back to sleep. But I slept till 8:30 today, something like that, straight through. It's divine.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. I'd say you should try it sometime, but I prefer you don't.
I like to move my bed onto the floor at 5 a.m.
Yep.
and then it's dog cuddle time after
Yep.
that.
She's not a speedy one. Just thought of what I need to do. I'm not going to do it today, but I've got some extra winch cable. I'm going to make a cable that goes to a tree right there, and you just loop over the ball of the four-wheeler, and that'll hold it in place. That'd be perfect. And that stuff can sit outside. It'll just stay wrapped up on the tree right there on a hook. Pop it on there. You can lift whatever the winch will lift. Ah, that's brilliant. Just really brilliant. Different tree, different log, different amount of time sitting on the ground. We'll give it a quick attempt at peeling, and then we'll give up. Yep. My shoulders are on fire. Wow. This is like to the point of muscle failure where you just can't move them anymore. I should probably just mill through this stuff. Doesn't matter, I don't have that many logs to do. All it does is go a teensy bit slower and dulls the blade. Did I say blade? Wow. The chain, thank you very much. Dulls the chain faster, especially if you got dirt in it. But we don't have that much to go. Ooh, I smell frying garlic in the air. That is glorious. Okay, you ready? This is going to be one of the best logs ever. We might have a little something there, tiny bit, and a little bit of color there, but that's not rot. Yep. Wouldn't you love to see that planed down and varnished just so those colors come out? Listen, I know it's garbage wood, it's quaking aspen, but for me, this would be pretty wood. Oh, that's pretty, but very strange. I don't know if you can see the ripple in there. The chain's not perfectly tight. It's a little loose, but I don't think it's that loose that it would make something weird like that. I wonder if I've got a tooth or two that got nicked. All right, fresh chain. Let's try this again. Wow, that is nice. All right, I'm gonna rip through the rest of this. See you guys in a minute. I wasn't gonna mill that whole log up. I was just gonna take 2 or 3 slabs. Well, we got 5 now. That's plenty enough. I don't know what time it is, but let's rip the edges off of these real quick. Let's just snap the edges, and then I think I'm actually gonna cut some of this out. So let's go on that side of the bad spot, and then maybe the other side there. That's good. If we end up with weird stuff, we'll just make some more cuts. And I'm not going to take time to get the right saw. I'm just going to use this guy. Nope, it's the wrong saw. I can't quite explain why it's easier to use a slightly smaller saw, but it makes a huge difference. I don't know if it's because it's lighter. The bar is only 2 inches shorter. I don't know, it just works better. You're up closer to the piece, who knows? Well, we didn't get too many full, whatever it was, 7.5 foot boards. You got just 3 and they're not perfect, and then these are all the slices with the bad spots in the middle. We can stack all those on there and then we'll have to piece those. Put our best quality one on here first. Got a big old chip there and a knot in that end, but I think we're gonna end up slicing those off. And we got a knot hole. That's the best one we got out of this. And then at some point we're going to find or mill some very bizarre fascia for this. And then I think I have drip edge left. Do I have any drip edge left? Anybody remember? There might be some bent up pieces under the cabin. We only need a 7-foot stick. So does this one go up here? Or do you leave that open spot? Or do you put it like that and slide this down? I think I've done it like this before and the edge is right at that crack, which seems not quite perfect. So this time, let's push it back and pull this guy up here. Yeah. I'm thinking we do a couple nice boards to start, and then we jumble all the rest together and we do a nice board to finish. We got quite a few of these that are missing the corners. Should probably get the bark off of that, huh? So you're gonna see it underneath here. What are we gonna do? We're gonna probably put something under here, maybe put drip edge around the corner, but under here you'll still see it, and that's fine because it looks kind of cool, I think. For the first time that I can remember, I actually ran out of batteries. Me being out here working on this stuff, and Sarah used 4 or 5 of them just to do half of the main trail coming in here, the middle of it. Because now Kuiper runs back and forth every time I drive in or out on the 4-wheeler. He follows me, and that grass was like, I don't know, foot plus, 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. That's where the ticks get on you. So every time he runs through, I'm sure they're just jumping on. So luckily, found 2 more batteries. One in one of my, oh, there's another light in there too, and one in my fan. That's left. is some dark sky. I bet we get rained on pretty soon. So this is what we have left right here. One board, and we have these 2 boards. I just ripped the edge of this at an angle so we can get it up tight there. Let's nail this up here and just trace. Let's just do this, and then we'll pull that top board off. You know what? I'm gonna put a gutter on here just so this doesn't run off, splash, and ruin the window. And when I was thinking about it, I was afraid it was gonna be hard to get to this part of it. This is great. I can do, well, shoot. Do I need to put a gutter all the way down to the end? I guess if I'm doing it, I might as well. Start all the way at that end, come down here, and just let it go out the side. Or I could put a downspout on there, but that'd cost money. I could almost do the whole thing just from standing on top of the doghouse. Just remember, don't step right there. Very important. Come on, battery. Ooh, that's a breeze. It really is a tiny bit tight. You know what we'll do? There's still some chalk lines on this one. When I ripped it with the chainsaw, I didn't plane it quite down far enough, so we'll just knock those off. I think this battery's dead. No, we got a good battery in there. Perfect. Perfect. 12 inches and 12 inches.
Getting cold in there.
Huh?
I was getting cold.
You were getting cold
Yeah.
in the middle of summer. I bet Pikey wasn't cold. Been hanging out with the dogs in the gazebo. Just as it's starting to rain. Okay, you can look.
Wow.
Oh, you've seen it. See if you can
But look,
you can
you
live
can-
in there. I always say this, it just continues to shrink. Anything you build the floor, like, oh, it looks all right. And you put the walls up, oh, it got way smaller, the roof on way smaller. And then insulation and wall boards.
Oh yeah. Is it too late? Can you just extend it that way or something? I mean, he'll definitely fit in here.
Yeah, he'll fit. The dogs will fit.
That's really all you need. I guess I don't have to sleep in here with the
Wait,
dogs.
see if you put your head that way in the corner and your feet right here. Oh, you kidding me? Look at all that room. You have to stretch to get your toes to touch the door. All right, put the roof on tomorrow. Whew. We had to actually run the generator to charge all the Ryobi batteries, otherwise we would have drained the jackeries. We only got about 4 hours before it rains today, which means I should have gotten out a lot earlier. Guess what the high is today? It's like 64 or something. 60 degrees right now. So this is it, we got to get this finished. I woke up with an idea. Actually, let's take a look real quick. I had zero plan for this heater. Obviously this can't stay here. It's a lot of hot air going up there. It would just screw everything up. Like so many things like this, I just leave it till later, try to figure it out. That's the fun part. But I woke up thinking, what if we just chopped this part of the roof out? I was sort of thinking like cut it at an angle and then just maybe leave a couple inches there or something. Cut it back, cut that back. So we've got 1 foot of coverage up there. So actually, what if we cut it back less than a foot? I don't have any time to think about this. I just have to do it or not do it. And well, we're gonna have a foot of overhang plus a gutter, you know, but you get wind blowing this way or that way. I don't think it really matters. Let's just do it. We'll cut those out, and then we'll probably still have to put some kind of sheet metal. Actually, I've got a bunch of sheet metal my brother gave me from, I don't know, some old heater ducts or something. We could bend that around. We can worry about that later. I guess I was thinking of putting an extension on that. It's not just the exhaust. It's not an out. It's an outlet inlet at the same time, as you guys probably know. It's kind of a cool design, actually. I think that's the exhaust, and then the fresh air going in goes around. Oh yeah, around here. It's actually a little wall right there, so it doesn't suck in the exhaust. But because that exhaust is in the middle of this, it preheats the air going back in, so you're not wasting all that heat. But because it's so weird like that, I don't know if I'd be able to turn it. I don't even think you can get angled pipes for this. I suppose we could cut this grill off and just extend that pipe in there. Well, we can still do that later if we have to. We could make some kind of extra roof if cutting this out was a bad idea. Just don't think about it. Figure it out later. Does anybody build like that? Yeah, our 12 inches is out here, plus our gutter. Let's do an angle. That one, that one, that one. Hey, buddy. Hi. Give us some breathing room. And there's where we need to cut. Actually, you know what? Let's cut it back 1 extra inch. And then whatever kind of, ooh, it's gonna be weird to put a fascia board on there. How the heck am I gonna do that? Doesn't matter. I was thinking I was just about to put drip edge on here, but we really have to do this first. So hopefully I can find something that'll work for all these edges. I always put that on in order to even all these boards out. Sometimes you get a warp in the end of them, or one sticks up too high or something. So if you screw down into something here, kind of straightens them out a bit. Oh yeah, and then we need this, and we need the other side too. Darn. All right, see what we can find. Found a whole bunch of good stuff in the stash. I think this is left over from the kitchen floor because it's a full 1 inch and it's cedar. That'll work. I think we got enough. I kind of like having the fat side here and it getting thinner because it seems backwards the way it should be. I think I would like to have a weird finish on the front of this, like the live edge that's everywhere else, but I don't have time for that. So maybe we'll fake it later. We come back in with a jigsaw or a grinder or something and make it match the cabin. Just put the fattest one on the front so we got the most space to mess with it later. Guy's gonna fit right about there, but the whole doghouse needs to be caulked in. This is all gonna be, you remember, taken apart, routed, and then caulked. So I think I'm just gonna have to do that to this section right here. So we're gonna pop this off, and I guess this one. Yeah, the rest of those I can do later. It's a good thing I didn't nail the siding in, right? Actually, we need to nail these in all the way too, don't we? Whoa, it's coming out too fast. What the heck? Luckily, that's going to be hidden. Wow, that was like freaking water. Let's see, do we need to fill that? Let's fill it. Oh no, I was going to pull all this siding off, route it, and when I did, put house wrap on there. So the question is there any way to house wrap 1 foot of the top of that on one side from the inside? Could I just do strips in between the 2x4s? To drag. I don't have that much time left either. Not only is it caulked, but now it's all nailed in. I won't be able to get those nails out very easily, so we're going to house wrap it from here down if we remember, and we'll just have to do something different on the inside up there. Man, that is some horrible caulking. Do you want to see it? I always like to show you my screw ups. Nasty, right? But there's no way you're going to see it. It's going to be covered right there. So just take it easy. Gosh. All right, moving on. What's next? And this, we're gonna have the door, the whole side of the thing swing out, so we're gonna have to trim this back. It would look kind of cool if we did like a big old arc in it or something. We'll cut it out later, we'll figure it. I guess we can pound all the nails in. Do we dare? I hate to regret it, but we're gonna do it. My little bit of cell signal is down today, so I can no longer watch the weather. It's raining right now, but last I was able to check, it said not really raining until this afternoon or evening, so we're just gonna keep going. Hope we don't get soaked. Whoa, maybe I didn't do this right. I think you're supposed to overlap this on this. Then you've got all that room to nail. Just have to put them all the way in the back there. I don't know how many times I've had to learn this. How many times I've done this just out here, and I can't seem to remember one project to the next. Sarah went down an hour or two ago to finish the weed eating. She ran out of batteries yesterday. She took off, started walking. About 4 minutes later, it just started freaking pouring. So I hopped on the four-wheeler, got down to her, was completely soaked, drove her back. We sat underneath a tree for 20 minutes or something before it let up. And now an hour or two later, she's heading down there because it was completely blue skies. And it is freaking dark coming in. Wow. Nothing you can do about it. The radar, although I can't get it on my phone, but her phone that usually doesn't work up here actually has a bar of service, so she can check the radar, and it's just spots all over the radar coming across. She's about to get soaked. All right, we got tar paper and some flashing. I got a roll of flashing. I think it's like 10 feet or something. Just thinking it would go bent up the wall like that. Didn't really think about how little space there is there. The question is, do you put the flashing down or the tar paper down first? Seems like the tar paper, right? Tar paper right up to the wall, and the flashing would go over top. So if anything hits the flashing, runs down on top of the tar paper. Do we have tar paper? Yeah, it's a little bit muddy and disgusting, and not very much of it. That is not going to be enough. And here's the rain. We can't hide in the doghouse. It's not waterproof yet. I feel kind of guilty. She's out there sweating and getting soaked. And we're just in here having a good time. I don't think it's the same color as the cabin, but there's really nowhere you can stand here and see the roof anyway. I think the cabin roof's like kind of a grayish. And this is grayish with a little reddish. It'll be great. But yeah, and I found a whole roll of tar paper and some scraps. Well, that's not gonna work then, is it? Ah, there's enough good stuff in there. Oh, here comes the rain again. Urgh. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one. Alright, well, can at least leave my tools in there. Hop in there if it starts pouring again. I was just belly aching to Sarah that I have to keep sitting in here and going back out, and if there's a drop of rain out here, I can't really work because I'm using a permanent marker, you know? One drop of water, you go over it, your marker's dead. She reminded me that I just got this deep reach mechanical pencil, and it came with a whole bunch of leads and different colors. And I think the colors might be, she thought maybe were grease. So let's try it out. Let's see if we can draw on that metal. Let's try a white one and see if it shows up. Nope. Well, sort of, not really. It's clearly water-based something or other. Would it look kind of cool to put roofing nails through here? I think it would. Let's do that. got a few courses up there, and it was looking like I'm not going to have enough shingles for that. So I kind of measured it out. It looks like I'm perhaps one shingle short. Though I think there is one bad one over here. More than one. Look at, oh. No, these are the wrong ones. Look at that. One dirty shingle. I was thinking about putting a stripe or two of a different color in there. Oh, I guess it could only be that gray color. I thought I had red. I only have 3-tab red ones. The cap on the roof of the cabin is red. So if you happen to be flying a drone over top, like I'm sure the FBI or whoever is, they would notice how it all really ties together. Well, let's just go for it. We'll have to use this dirty one and hope I measured right. So that is the last shingle. So we're actually 2.5 short. Oh, and we can't nail that in because there's nothing under there. I guess we'll put tar under there later. Yeah, I guess my estimation was a little off. That's the one that was growing stuff on it, you can see. So I think we'll just grab the other color shingles and put one strip on there. It'll look all right. Yeah, I did this wrong. The flashing's definitely supposed to go on top of the shingles, but there's nothing we can do now, so we're just going to put a lot of tar in there, seal her up. Did you stop your gardening when you heard me coming? I see you still have green stuff stuck in your teeth, and dirt all over your tongue and nose. You know, maybe this is for doing shingles, because it's very hard to mark on a shingle. Yep, that's what it's for. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Never noticed the strip, and even if you did, you might think it was on purpose. I got a couple big fat beads of tar along the edge there between the flashing and the shingles. I just built it right up. I think everything's going to run right off, but I'll keep an eye on it, you know, in the next week or month or year or whatever, and if it needs caulking, just keep adding to it like everything that I build out here. So, what's next? I really want to pull these off and get this side done, nailed in, caulked, everything. Probably have to do that along with this. But if I was going to do this, really have to have this side on, figure out this big fat door, because these you remember we just cut off with the chainsaw just to get them out of the way. It's pretty sweet having this dried in though. This thing is going to be fantastic. Pretty soon I think I'll go ahead and caulk all these in, you know? Probably should have put house wrap underneath this floor too, like I did the cabin. Nothing else that keeps the bugs out if and when the caulk or the roof tar cracks. I've tried, I think it's been about a month and a half, I've been trying to find a surgeon, anesthesiologist, whoever, to give me a cortisone shot in my back, and my back keeps getting good for a few days, really bad for a few days or a week, just goes back and forth.
Hi! Can we all fit? What? I missed you
so excited to see Sarah.
I haven't seen you in 5 whole minutes.
Oh my.
I know, I missed you too.
He really likes underneath it the most.
Right. Yeah, but in the winter, well, no, he is a Bernese. In the winter,
Yeah.
I still like to be underneath it in the snow.
Well, we can always just close the inside door and make it the same temperature as outside. Maybe he'll be in heaven. Yeah, so just saying, I don't know if you're gonna have videos every week or not. These things might just knock off for a while. Sarah says she's gonna, if I need to have anything done, she's gonna come up here and take care of me.
Yep.
Filter my water, take the dog out. I don't know what else there is to do around here. Cut. Oh, he found the rest of the treats. Oh. You sneaky bastard. That was the mother load. I do hope we can keep doing this, keep meeting every Saturday morning with a new video. It's been a good long run, and you know, quite a different life now than it was when I moved out here. And it's just a tent in the snow in the woods. But clearly, if you get any old age ailments out here, it's, well, you guys have seen, it can be a problem. You break your ribs or your back attacks you, there's no way to get immediate help. I suppose if it was life-threatening, maybe you'd call 911 and they'd try to like bring a helicopter in here or something. But anything just short of that, it's difficult. And it's weird as I get older and start having, you know, more physical issues. I've got 2 bad knees, and you know, I've had shoulder surgeries and elbow surgeries and you name it. But as long as I can keep doing it, I will be here. I still think making these videos for you guys and editing these videos is so freaking much fun. It seems like bizarre, the thought of not doing this every single day. Sitting down at the end of the day with the computer, dumping all my video clips from that day on it, sorting them, editing stuff together. Just don't know what I'd do with myself if I didn't keep doing that. And mostly, honestly, the reason I do this every single week is for the people that support me on Patreon. That's what's in my head every week. I think, do I need to do this every single week? Put out a 30, 40, 50-minute video? But it's only because of those people that these videos keep coming out. If it wasn't for that, I don't know, maybe I'd put a video out a week or a month or here or there sporadically. But as long as you guys want to keep throwing in $1, $5, $10, I'll try to keep doing this. I've mentioned this a couple times when I've shot previous videos, and then I've deleted it because it's, I don't know, it's not my style to like talk about the financial side of this. I think the last year YouTube, I could be wrong, I haven't really done any reading on this, but I think they're pushing their YouTube shorts more, which is clearly the polar opposite of what I do. So it's tough when you get a certain number of views and then over time it starts going down. And there actually are fewer people supporting me on Patreon now than there were even a year ago. I have a suspicion that part of that is that like people's credit cards expire, they get a new card and they don't update it. Of course, there's a possibility that some people donate the $5 a month on Patreon until they get their name carved on the table and then quit. But I kind of feel like that's not the case. I think if you're going to take the time to put in your credit card information and get all that set up, it's probably because you want to see this freaking lunatic living in the woods, not alone. He's got a dog now. But they probably want to see these videos keep coming out. Anyway, we're done for the day. Sarah's making us some lunch, and then she's going to take me on a nice long drive to go to yet another doctor's appointment. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Oh, by the way, Sarah and I watched a bunch of the Olympics. We were watching some of the handgun shooting, the rimfire. So you can't really get a sense of the size of the target and the distance and all that. But what I saw, of course, I was like, that doesn't look very hard. So we had the thought of doing a little reading, seeing what the distances are, the size of the targets, and setting up our own Olympic target shooting range out here just to see how hard it is. So maybe we'll do that soon. Maybe the right people will see it and we'll both qualify for the Olympics next year. It's hard to say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me. See you soon.